This guy is no stranger to a steak sandwich. Steak, cheese, bread. We're gonna step up a steak sandwich today. Do a little bit of roasted tomato, caramelized onion, and if you're feeling really adventurous, a nice chimichurri sauce. So let's first start off with our red onion. These onions are gonna take about 45 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes, give or take. You can use white onion, Spanish onion. Doesn't make that much difference. Red onion's a little bit sweeter. We're gonna wanna cut it nice and thin. Now we got our pan, medium-high heat, and a little bit of oil. Canola oil, olive oil, doesn't really make that much difference. Right in the pan. And let's give them a quick saute. A little bit of salt. And we're just gonna let those roll for about 45 minutes or so. Let's move into our cherry tomatoes. Very simple. Let's get them onto a sheet tray. And we're gonna have an oven ready to go at 500 degrees. Sprinkle them with a little bit of oil. And salt. So let's get these in a nice hot oven. And in about 15-20 minutes, you have some nice roasted cherry tomatoes. Let's get our steak going. Salt and pepper, both sides, okay? Don't be shy. Today we're using flank steak, a nice full flavored steak. It's lean and it's delicious. Nice hot pan, a little bit of oil. We're using cast iron today. Cast iron is my preference. You can use any saute pan you have, even a grill if you'd like. Make sure the oil gets nice and hot and steak goes in. Now at this point, let that steak cook. You want to get it nice and caramelized on both sides. But the nice thing about flank steak is really thin, so it cooks pretty quickly. And it's good to give gentle pressure right in the middle to prevent it from curling up. Looks like this steak's just about ready to flip. And that's what we have, nice caramelization in the center of the steak, and that's what we're looking for. The other great thing about cast iron pan is once we flip this steak, we're gonna go ahead and finish it in the oven. Now let's go into our chimichurri sauce. What we have is 2 bunches of chopped parsley, and throw this right in the blender. Chimichurri is really nice floral herbaceousness. It goes really well with the meatiness of the steak. 8 ounces of extra virgin olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic, the juice of 1½ limes, and a tablespoon of white wine vinegar. And I like to make mine a little bit spicy, so whatever your favorite hot sauce is, just give it a dash. And that's it. So we'll go ahead and blend this. Looking for almost like a pesto type consistency. Then we'll finish it with just a touch of salt. So that's our chimichurri sauce. And let's not forget about our onions cooking over here. You see them starting to break down and starting to caramelize. They're on their way there. It's time to check in on our steak. So our steak's got a little bit of juice coming out of the top, and it's got a firm texture. That's how we know our steak is medium, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So we'll take the steak out of the pan, and we'll put it onto the cutting board. We'll let it rest here for about 5-10 minutes. Let's go ahead and get our bread ready. Today we're using a ciabatta bread. Ciabatta tends to be nice and hearty and holds up well to the ingredients that we're using on this steak sandwich. So we'll drizzle a little bit of olive oil on all the bread and get a quick toast on them. And we're gonna check back in with our onions. See they're starting to get nice and caramelized. Maybe hit them with a little bit of salt at this point and a touch of sherry. Just a touch. Gives it a little bit of brightness to those onions. So at this point our steak is nice and rested and we're gonna go ahead and slice it. You can see the grains run up and down. We're gonna do 1 slice with the grain and then we wanna make sure we slice it against the grain. And we wanna slice it nice and thin. So let's go ahead and finish our cherry tomatoes. We'll hit it with a little bit of red wine vinegar and a little bit of salt. Mix them up a little bit. At this point our onions have gotten nice and caramelized. We can go ahead and pull our bread out of the oven because it's probably nice and toasted by now. So let's build a sandwich. We can take a nice toasted ciabatta bread, put a few slices of steak on there, some of our roasted tomatoes. Don't be shy with these. Some delicious caramelized onions. And we're gonna use a little bit of pepperjack cheese. You can use any cheese you like. I prefer pepperjack cheese. I like a little bit of heat on my sandwich. And we'll throw that right back in the oven to melt the cheese. So our cheese is nice and melted. And we're gonna go ahead and finish it off with the chimichurri sauce. And there we have our beautiful steak sandwich. I'm Paul Corsentino, and this is Dude Food.